We get to see just like the horrible AI goopification of YouTube Shorts as well, by the way. Area 51 prisoner. There's some AI alien goop monsters back there. Anyways, is that Mr. Beast? Whatever. Oh wait, no, there's 100B and 10B. So I think we have to do 100Bs because that's the one that they're all the same thumbnail. Except this one from 100M has 1.5 million views. I think we've seen this one actually. There's this one from 10B that has 2,000 views, and this one from 100B that has 94,000 views. Well, let's watch 100B.
Like and subscribe right now, or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of the week.
I had to get rid of like this video or else. I had to do it. I had to get rid of that one. Also, the movie Jack the Giant Slayer, free with ads, is in the recommendations for this. I forgot that movie existed. I remember seeing that movie. I saw that. I was one of the 2 people that ever saw that movie. All right, let's get into this.
Many of us come into contact with dinosaurs from a very early age as children, and are often interested in these beasts long gone. With movies like Jurassic Park,
All right, that was easy.
dinosaurs once again fell into immense popularity in our society. People can easily remember the most unique dinos that made a name for themselves, like the T-Rex, Stegosaurus, or Velociraptors. But which of these are truly the king of all dinosaurs? Well, that's what we're here to
Probably
find
T-Rex.
out. Top 10 most dangerous dinosaurs. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Number 10. The Deinonychus.
Oh my god. Deinonychus. In what world does this letter look like an O? Sweet merciful Christ. Honestly, Deinonychus is not a bad pick for like most dangerous dinosaurs, especially if we're talking about in relation to humans. I would honestly put Deinonychus pretty high on that list, maybe even at the top. Just because like I feel like Deinonychus would very much so see us as prey. Like we would be in a good prey range for Deinonychus, and not only that, being killed by a Deinonychus would just be awful. Like, that would be such a slow and agonizing death. Because the point is, you are alive when they start to eat you. So yeah, it would suck getting killed by a Deinonychus, and they would absolutely want to kill you. Let's see what he has to say about it.
Our first entry on this list was discovered
It's the tadpole. God. Please be good. JW3 Deinonychus. My fingers are fucking crossed here.
in the 1960s in the US, specifically in the states of Montana, Utah, Wyoming, and Oklahoma. This dinosaur challenged all our human knowledge about dinosaurs, as we thought that dinosaurs were rather slow in their pursuit of prey. However, the Deinonychus was
Deinonychus? Bro, you have 2 pronunciations that I will accept, right? I will accept Deinonychus even if I don't say it that way. Deinonychus. Yeah, I will accept Deinonychus even if I don't pronounce it that way, and I will accept Deinonychus because that is correct. Deinonychus. Jesus Christ, dude.
clearly built for speed with its slender body form. This dino was twice the size of a normal Velociraptor. Fun fact, that the Velociraptors in the movie Jurassic Park were actually modeled after the Deinonychus, because
Just pronounce it. Stick with one pronunciation. Please. Please just stick with one pronunciation. Also, I don't know if I would say, like, twice the size of Velociraptor. Maybe on the high end. Like, the larger end of Deinonychus could maybe get... even the... Velociraptor, I want to say, is like a 6-foot long animal. And Deinonychus is around 10 feet long. So, it's getting close there. But not quite twice the size. And I do have to wonder, that's just length, right? I don't know how much weight would factor into that. I don't know if I want to call that a massive size overestimate, because I believe that, like, a Deinonychus could potentially get to that size, but...
because this dino was basically a bigger and badder version of the Velociraptor. It used to hunt in packs, and each dino...
Pack hunting mentioned. Basically guaranteed when you end up talking about Deinonychus, except in this case, it's like, yes, it very likely did hunt in what can loosely be called packs. God, I wish we could know more about what their pack or hunting structure was like. But pretty much all we do know is that, like, when it came to taking down larger prey like Tyrannosaurus, Deinonychus did indeed hunt in groups. Like, there is fossil evidence that pretty much proves this. There's not really too many other ways of reading it, unless maybe Deinonychus are about as fucking stupid and suicidal as the ones in Primitive War, where they just kind of Zerg rush everything in their path. And so the hero Deinonychus stand there shooting their guns with infinite ammo at the Deinonychus that are trying to rush them down to get their meal of a dead Tyrannosaurus. Primitive War is dumb, and I didn't care much for it. Anyways.
Dino had 3 claws on each foot. This was 13 centimeters.
It had 4 claws on each foot. You gotta count the dew claw in there. It walked on 2 toes, and then it had the 1 raised claw off the ground, and then it had the dew claw. So that's 4 toes on each foot. But like, for most dinosaurs, even modern day ones, outside of like ostriches, who I think only walk on 2 toes, birds in general have like very varied feet arrangements. Like some, like I want to say owls have this is this, I think it's like Pygo style, where it's like 2 in front and 2 in back to kind of like grasp on like that, as opposed to something like an eagle, which has like the 3 in the front and then the 1 in the back to grasp kind of like that. Zygodactyl, that's the one. Zygodactyl. I think like, was it Pygo style? Isn't that a kind of feather? I'm getting my bird terminology mixed up because I'm fucking stupid.
Meters or 5 inches long.
Also, Deinonychus. Good.
And was used to stab or slash at its prey.
The killing claws are probably used for gripping onto prey, especially after like jumping onto it, so that they can like latch onto it, slash it with their forearms and their teeth.
Number 9. The Troodon.
Troodon. You make it sound like you're mispronouncing Pteranodon. Oh, Pygo style is the tail fan shape. Thank you.
Deadliness doesn't always come down to bulk and bite force. Our next entry...
Oh, deadliness. I was wondering what that first word he said was. I heard like Denniness. Like, which of these dinosaurs would be best served up at Denny's? Which of these would make the best grand slamwich?
On the list was a mere 1.3 meters or 4.3 feet tall, and only weighed about 40 kilograms.
That looks like an Allosaurus. I'm counting that as unrelated animal.
Or 88 pounds. And yet, while only being rather small compared to other dinosaurs that existed at the same time as him, he made up for what he lacked in brute power with a whole lot of brain. It has the highest brain to body weight ratio of any known dinosaur.
Okay, I'm hoping we either get a Venom mention or a Troodon Man mention. Because, like, I adore Troodon Man.
Meaning it has the biggest brain of any dinosaur we have discovered.
No, biggest brain relative to its body ratio. Those are 2 very different things. It's like per capita, right?
Not only was it very intelligent, it was also had an orb-shaped eye that gave it superior vision, and they were able to see in low-light conditions, which made it able to hunt during the night. It used to hunt in packs, and with its rather small stature...
No evidence as far as I'm aware of Troodontids hunting in packs. Again, this is pretty much exclusively a Deinonychus thing, but a lot of people kind of universally apply it to small theropods, probably because they're just like, oh, they don't really think of these things as like being specialized for killing things that are smaller than them. It must be like, oh, well, you know, all the little dinosaurs must have been living with stuff like Triceratops and all that, so the little carnivores must have had to all gang up together in order to eat the big herbivores. Like, they don't think about like, hey, maybe the smaller carnivores are just eating like small reptiles and mammals and stuff like that. Hell, even birds. Not everything needs to be taking down, like not everything needs to be a wolf, like a wolf pack that's chasing down herds of bison, right? Not necessary. Plenty of things are just like coyotes, more or less, chasing around the Cretaceous equivalent of rabbits.
It was quite fast. It might not have been as big as the beast on our list, but hunting together with its family, this agile dinosaur could have easily hunted much larger prey and would have been able to triumph even with all the odds stacked against it. Number 8.
really just repeating yourself a lot about how dangerous a Troodon would be if it were pack hunting, which there is no evidence of, and like, yeah.
The Carcharodontosaurus.
Carcharodontosaurus. Good pick, big guy, scary. What a pronunciation. And of course we're using the ugly ass J-Wee Carcharodontosaurus, which I still don't like. I want to like you so badly, I just don't.
Its name is a mouthful in more ways than one. The Carcharodontosaurus.
Carcharodontosaurus. It sounds like you're fucking... It's like a Naruto character. Oh my god.
Roughly translates to shark-toothed lizard, and refers to his jaw full of 20 centimeter or 8-inch long serrated teeth. These could slice through flesh as easily as a hot knife through butter, and leave enormous wounds that would quickly deal with its prey. It was larger than the famous T-Rex, and had a massive
T-Rex comparison, and it probably wasn't larger. Again, most Carcharodontosaurids are known from relatively fragmentary material. Hell, I think Carcharodontosaurus itself is pretty goddamn fragmentary. At least the material that can be definitively attributed to it is. I think there's some weird stuff with that where maybe Carcharodontosaurus isn't a valid genus anymore or some shit like that. I don't know. There's some weird shit going on with Carcharodontosaurus itself, I think. Or maybe it has a neotype now. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Carcharodontosaurus is an absolute mess right now. The story of fucking Stromer's life, just like, hey, look at all these cool dinosaurs I discovered in Egypt. Oh, and now their taxonomy is a fucking mess. Oh, the original holotype is a new genus, right? Utahraptor, right? It's got like the little horn on it. So if the original holotype is that, I'm going to guess that Carcharodontosaurus must still exist as like a different species of Carcharodontosaurus, because like I know that there's a couple of different species. I think at least it's not just Saharicus, is it? All I know is that Carcharodontosaurus is a fucking mess. So let's not make any definitive statements on its size when we can barely even tell if this thing fucking existed.
skull the size of an average adult. Yet, it had a primitive brain and had to rely on its enormous strength. It was capable of outrunning the T-Rex at around 32 kilometers per hour.
Oh Christ, how much is 32 kilometers an hour in American? That sounds too fast to me. That's gotta be like, what, almost 20 miles an hour, I want to say? Okay, so cool. My estimate was roughly correct. So, yeah, that sounds way too fast for an animal this big. Again, like, we want to say that T-Rex maxes out at like 10, 15 miles an hour. I don't think Carcharodontosaurus was necessarily built for speed, especially because, like, I think the Carcharodontosaur lifestyle wouldn't have really necessarily benefited from that. From them being, like, speed demons. Like, my understanding is that Carcharodontosaurs primarily hunted sauropods, who are not fast. Like, I know that there are trackways of Acrocanthosaurus in, like, Texas and stuff that potentially show it, like, running alongside a sauropod and, like, maybe even being, like, lifted up off the ground, if I'm not mistaken. And so it's possible that, like, other Carcharodontosaurs may have also been hunting sauropods. Especially because it does seem that, like, wherever there are Carcharodontosaurs, there are also populations of large sauropods, which, like, weren't really super prolific in North America outside of Allosaurus, as far as I'm aware. But they were still prolific down in, like, South America and Africa, where the Carcharodontosaurids still managed to thrive, at least until they all kind of died out. I don't think that Carcharodontosaurs really would have needed to be all that fast.
Or 20 miles per hour. Many other beasts back then knew to stay away from this monster and kept at this distance, as it could easily take on multiple smaller prey with its sharp teeth of his. Not the kind of dinosaur you would want to make angry. Number 7.
Sure.
Allosaurus.
Yeah, it's our boy! My boy! We love Allosaurus. We love Allosaurus. He's gonna say it pack hunted, but we love Allosaurus. Acro was a freak. It was a hyper-robust species for the family. Well, sure, Acrocanthosaurus is like especially badass. I certainly wouldn't mind seeing it on the list. But like I think we can just kind of extrapolate based on Acrocanthosaurus's hunting style that like the other Carcharodontosaurus may have done something similar.
This beast's name has different meanings from other dinosaurs. While other dinosaurs' names
What?
mean things like king of the tyrant
Its name literally is different. He's built different.
lizards, Allosaurus just means different lizard. Scientists named it because its vertebrae were different from any other type of dinosaur they had discovered beforehand. It gave them a somewhat of an hourglass shape, making their bones more fragile but lighter than the usual vertebrae would.
We keep seeing fucking like there is an Allosaurus in Land of the Lost, but we're showing like the T-Rex that eats Will Ferrell and then poops him out. Also, yeah, I don't really know about that with the shape of Allosaurus's vertebrae. I don't know enough about the shape. Like I know that the vertebrae were of like a different shape. That's why it's called that. I got nothing for you, cause like they were kind of dumb about that, right? When it came to oh sorry, when it came to naming animals back then, because of Apatosaurus. Apatosaurus is another one where its name is just stupid, cause Apatosaurus's name means deceptive lizard. And it's so named that because apparently its bones so closely resembled mosasaur bones that they deceived the scientists who found them, except they look nothing like mosasaur bones. So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? How are you possibly deceived by this? That's less, this lizard is very deceptive, and more, the scientists who discovered this don't know much about what they're talking about, but hey, that's the Bone Wars for you.
Now also found in modern birds, which helps them fly. The Allosaurus was in fact a large
Also,
bones
what?
are now also found bones more fragile but lighter than the usual vertebrae would. These bones are now also found in modern birds, which helps them fly. The Allosaurus was
Okay, I thought you were saying an Allosaurus could fly, but no, he's just saying that they had like hollow bones, which is a pretty universal dinosaur trait as far as I'm aware. Hell, the Fragilis, or in the case of Amphicelius, Fragilimus, is not all that uncommon of a species epithet as far as I'm aware. Aside from apparently the only known specimen turning into fucking sand, or whatever the hell happened to it, I don't think Amphicelius Fragilimus was really all that fragile of an animal, or whatever the hell it's called now, Marapunisaurus. I don't think it would have been a fragile animal.
Was in fact a large carnivore, and it was believed that the biggest specimen rivaled a T-Rex in size.
More
Fun
T-Rex
fact,
comparison.
the Allosaurus was constantly shedding and replacing its teeth, so most of the fossils that were found from this specimen were teeth, as they would basically just constantly lose them. And it's your lucky day, as it seems like we also have another fun fact for you. The Allosaurus was the first ever dinosaur to appear in a movie, in the 1925 movie going by the name The Lost World.
I actually don't know if that's true. I imagine it probably is. I think Allosaurus was used quite a bit in movies. I think the thing is just like it might be a retroactive thing where that ends up becoming Allosaurus, because when T-Rex was first discovered and reconstructed, a lot of reconstructions gave it 3 fingers just because like that was the standard known at the time. It was like, hey, theropod dinosaurs have 3 fingers. They didn't really think that T-Rex had less than that, so in early reconstructions of T-Rex, you will often see that it might have 3 fingers. That does extend to movies, like I believe Fantasia. Like a lot of those ended up having 3 fingers, and so like us looking back on them now is just like, oh, that's probably got to be like an Allosaurus or something, right? Like I don't even know if a lot of these ended up like early films ended up naming the dinosaurs by their genus name, like in the film. I actually have to go back and watch those films to see. So you just be like, oh, that's a big Dinosaurus, the Dinosaurus. But I'm pretty sure in Fantasia, the Fantasia sequence, that is supposed to be a T-Rex, but the movie was made in like the 1940s, so it's still got 3 fingers because like, hey, it was the style at the time.
Number 6. The Velociraptor. Many of us are very familiar with the name Velociraptor due to the movie Jurassic Park, but did you know?
I mean, you've already got Deinonychus on this list, so I don't know why you'd pick just like the smaller arguably less threatening version.
No, they're not actually velociraptors.
Did you know that that Super Mario Bros. 2 is actually based off of a Japanese game called Doki Doki Panic?
If you remember our number 10 on this list, you may say, yes, I do remember, you already told us. In which you were right. Velociraptor Blue actually would have been a Deinonychus Blue, but
What the fuck, dude? A Deinonychus Blue.
Steven Spielberg and his team decided
Steven Spielberg? Come on, man. You're not even trying. Good golly.
that Velociraptor sounded a lot scarier than Deinonychus.
Deinonychus? Bro, how do you hear yourself pronouncing it a different way literally every single time? And being like, yep, that's good. I'm keeping that take.
Did you know that your imagination of a Velociraptor might be completely warped due to the movie? These dinosaurs were actually only
Doki Doki Panic.
roughly the size of a turkey, and had feathers rather than scales. Also, the speed and intelligence they portrayed in the movie was completely exaggerated. An athletic child could outrun a Velociraptor. However, after all
Hey, that's something at least. Like, yeah, Dromaeosaurs weren't all that fast. They were agile, but they weren't fast. Like, they weren't really built for speed. Muldoon in the film describes the Velociraptors as being around cheetah speed, which is a bit silly. Yeah, he's really not even trying with his pronunciations. Like, why even bother making a dinosaur video at that point? If you're not even going to try to pronounce anything. It's just one of those things that makes you realize that these people, the people running these slop farm channels, have no interest in what they're actually making. It's very sad.
all that info, you shouldn't expect that it's rather harmless dinosaur, because you would be dead wrong, with emphasis on dead. It had a terribly sharp teeth and a 3-inch long
Terribly sharp teeth. Very good.
claw on each hind feet, which was used to slash its prey. It would attack with a surprise attack and then retreat to a safe distance, as its victims bled to death.
I don't think that would probably be their hunting strategy. You're making it almost sound like Komodo dragons. At least like the popular interpretation of Komodo dragon hunts where they like bite the big water buffalo or whatever and then just kind of wait for their venom or saliva or whatever the interpretation is to kill it off, and then they go and scavenge the carcass. I've heard a lot of things about that with like Komodo dragons and their hunting strategies. I think the interpretation is more like, hey, when these water buffalo end up getting bitten by a Komodo dragon, then they like soak their wounds in putrid water basically and end up getting infected and then die. Yeah, dromaeosaurs would have been ambush hunters, not really like long distance sprinters. So the name Velociraptor is a little bit misleading, but it does sound very cool. I will give you that one, Henry Fairfield Osborne. That one and T-Rex.
So if you think you could take on a Velociraptor, think again.
No, I think
Number
I still could.
5. The Utahraptor.
Okay, we're officially focusing on dromaeosaurs too much. That's 3 in one list that we're like halfway through.
The mighty Utahraptor was 3 times larger and meaner than its cousin, the Velociraptor. The claws on its hind legs are also 3 times
Why are you showing a Tyrannosaurus here?
as long and even more deadly. These claws were used to kick, rip, and tear their prey apart.
Rip and tear? Rip and tear? Let's play Doom.
As you may have guessed, the Utahraptor was named after the state it was discovered in, so basically it's called the Utahraptor. It had unusually thick thigh muscles.
What? The Utahraptor was named Utahraptor after the state Utah, so basically it was called the Utahraptor. Yeah. Utahraptor.
Muscles to support the speed at which it ran, and uses its hand claws. Fun fact, it had a dedicated muscle to move its claw forward and retract it after use. For Velociraptors, it's almost for
Yeah, like all dromaeosaurs had retractable claws.
sure that they hunted in packs, as their size
Wait.
acted after use. For Velociraptors, it's almost for sure that they hunted in packs.
Okay. Getting two animals mixed up. Or wait, hold on. Are you just saying that for Velociraptors it's sure, but not so much for Utahraptor? What are you saying here?
As their size made it hard for them to hunt on their own. But for their larger cousins, the
Okay, that's what you're saying. I thought you were just like, I thought you had been talking about Velociraptor so much that you just like ended up drifting into that. But again, like that's basically what I was talking about earlier. It's like, oh hey, Velociraptor couldn't possibly have one been hunting decently large prey on its own, even though there was direct fossil evidence that shows it was absolutely at least trying to. Protoceratops well outweighs Velociraptor, and yet it was still fucking trying to kill one. Or number two, that like, hey, it's very reasonable to assume that these guys were just like hunting small prey. Like, small prey existed back then. Why is that so hard to believe?
Utahraptor, it is unknown if they hunted in packs or not, as they could have easily hunted.
Well, it's unknown if most dinosaurs hunted in packs or not. Deinonychus is one of the only dinosaurs, outside of maybe Albertosaurus, that has pretty much any evidence of that one way or the other.
Hunted on their own. Number 4. The Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Woo!
You might be surprised that the T-Rex is not our number 1.
Well, the numbered orderings on literally all these fucking lists are completely meaningless. You had Velociraptor above Deinonychus for some reason, even though Deinonychus is bigger and definitely hunted in packs. And then Utahraptor like right above that. Also, you had Allosaurus above Carcharodontosaurus, even though Carcharodontosaurus you said is bigger than T-Rex. And now you have T-Rex above Allosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus, even though Carcharodontosaurus is bigger and faster. Like, what? This numbered ordering is meaningless.
You have the right to be surprised after all. It names literally means the king of the
It names literally means
tyrant lizards, or easier said, king of the dinosaurs. So naturally it would be on the number 1 spot, right? Well, not exactly. The fact is, no matter how fierce the T-Rex is, there are some dinosaurs that are bigger, faster, and more terrifying than our friend here. But
yeah, you put them lower on the list by your own admission. That does... for crying out loud. Also, you're wasting time, like, justifying its place in this spot, in this slot that is not number 1, instead of just, like, talking about T-Rex.
But obviously, a dinosaur with the title King still deserves a spot on this list. This beast stood at 5 meters or 16.4 feet tall and 12 meters or 3,904 feet and weighed a
Say that again. Hold on.
and 12 meters or 3,904 feet.
$3,904? That's almost a mile long. Yeah, it's only 16 feet tall, but it's 3,000 feet. It's almost 4,000 feet long. I want to see paleo art of that. The 16-foot tall T-Rex. How does it support itself on those 2 little legs? Oh my god. Just stretch it out really long in Photoshop. I want to see the dimensions of that creature. Holy shit. 3,904 feet. My goodness.
And weighed a hefty 7 tons. It may or not have been
How many billions of pounds is that?
the fastest, biggest, or smartest dinosaur, but the Tyrannosaurus was the ultimate all-rounder and has a sense of smell that could track its prey over long distances.
Well, thank God for that. Otherwise, that Indominus Rex may have never been able to kill that Spinosaurus.
And now the crown to put on the king, the Tyrannosaurus Rex had the strongest bite of any land animal that ever lived, with a bite force of almost its own weight and 60 saw-edged teeth.
Bite force of almost its own weight. Okay, you kind of have to go PSI there, per square inch. Otherwise, it's just like, that doesn't really mean anything or make any sense.
While other dinos had to bite multiple times to secure its prey, the king only had to bite once.
Sometimes. Sometimes the king could bite once on the back of an Edmontosaurus, and then that Edmontosaurus could still get away just fine, even if he's a little bit worse for wear. And then Jack Horner will ignore that and pretend that T-Rex was a scavenger.
Number 3.
Of course it could track prey over long distances. It was the long distance. Imagine the territorial range of an animal a mile long. My goodness.
Gigantosaurus.
Giganotosaurus, but whatever.
Gigantosaurus, which means giant southern lizards, instead of gigantic lizard, was one of the monsters that rivaled the king of the lizards, the T-Rex, in size. It weighed roughly 10 tons and was 12 to 13 meters long. Not only that, but it was also faster than the T-Rex by...
We're going again with the... God, speed is the name of the fucking game today. I'm sure to win because my speed is superior.
Roughly 16 kilometers per hour, or 10 miles per hour.
I thought it was going to say that the Giga was 16 kilometers long.
It had a very large skull, but compared to the T-Rex, its brain was only half the size. Still, scientists say that it was a very keen sense of smell and could track its prey.
It was a very keen sense of smell. Gee, your script is written like a bad creepypasta.
As far as its cousin, the T-Rex.
Oh god, the pre-patched tiny JW1 Giga. Oh Christ. Remember the fucking days when Ceratosaurus was bigger than the Giga? JW1, like, hey, thank you for laying the groundwork for the better games, but what the fuck were you thinking?
There yet hasn't been a complete skeleton, but has been found whole. But the
Christ. There yet hasn't been a complete skeleton, but has been found whole.
most complete a skeleton has gotten is around 70% complete. Number 2.
I think he's getting drunk. He's like he's taking a fucking Jaeger bomb for each of these.
The Mapusaurus.
Come on! It's 4 letters, 2 syllables. This man is drunk. Ugh. They could definitely say worse as it goes on. This is fucking embarrassing. The map of Allosaurus. It's 4 letters and Saurus. It's not hard.
The Mapusaurus has a curious name as it means earth lizards. The whole name is Mapusaurus rosea. It got its name because of the beautiful
Mapusaurus?
rocks the first fossil was found amongst, and almost had a tribute to Rose Litwin, who sponsored the expedition in which the bones were discovered. Not many people can say they had a dinosaur species named after them, so it is...
Yeah, they can. Lots of people can say that. Do you know how many species epithets are just like person-eye? There's loads of them. Fucking Cryolophosaurus ellioti, Lambeosaurus lambii. There's so many. There's so many. Allosaurus jimadsoni. Yeah, even Thanos twice over. It's named after Thanos and then just like the guy who found it, I'm pretty sure. Salmonella has a tarantula named after him now, that son of a bitch. When am I gonna get that? Drinker. I mean, that's not valid anymore, but Drinker is correct. The Whatsaurus. God. The What Show better not get a fucking spider or a lichen named after him before me. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. Hey, any scientists out there? Any taxonomists out there feel like throwing me a bone, since YouTubers can just ask for that now and it actually works. I'm just saying. Hey, I wouldn't mind. I'll take a lichen. I'll take it. I'll take a beetle. Phacoici. Make it as unpronounceable as possible.
It's truly an honor. The Mapusaurus was bigger than a T-Rex and all
I'm sorry, the Mapusaurus?
species named after them, so it is truly an honor. The Mapusaurus...
He's drunk off his ass, dude. Oh my God.
was bigger than a T-Rex and also significantly faster.
The fucking speed thing. We're just sticking with this.
It is among the biggest carnivores to ever have been found. When this beast was
I mean, no, because, you know, whales exist.
discovered, many skeletons were found clustered together in one area, making scientists think that they mainly hunted in packs.
We already got pack hunting mentioned, don't we? Yep, of
They
course we
got
do.
overwhelmed by a different dinosaur at this spot. It is yet to be proven what they did hunt in packs, however, but it's very likely. Now, are you prepared?
I mean, if they all died in the same place, that could just mean that they were like... They could have been congregating for a different reason, right? The thing that makes the pack hunting with Deinonychus so definitive is that, like, it's very easy to believe that all these Deinonychus, like, ended up dying while killing an animal that was much larger than them, right? I guess if like the pack of Mapusaurus was trying to take down a full-grown Titanosaur, then fucking maybe. Maybe a bunch of them could have died in the process, but like, fuck, dude. That'd be a hell of a fight.
And for the number 1 spot, put your guesses in as to which dino it will be in the comments below. This is truly the one
I'm gonna guess it's another fucking Carcharodontosaur or something. Actually, it's Spinosaurus. We haven't gotten Spinosaurus on this list, and Spinosaurus is the biggest, so yeah, it's Spinosaurus.
king of all dinosaurs. Here we go. Number 1. The Spinosaurus.
Yep, told you. I mean, that says Deinonychus there, but yeah, it's Spinosaurus.
This beast takes the title as the largest carnivorous dinosaur to have ever walked the earth.
Biggest ever. That was easy.
It is thought to have been roughly 16 meters or 52.5 feet long and weighed roughly 20 tons, which is just as
I think 20 tons is way too big.
much as a herd of fully grown elephants. It had
A herd of elephants? Well, one elephant would easily be able to defeat a T-Rex, so if this thing weighs as much as a herd of them, then T-Rex don't stand a chance.
big sail of skin on its back, which to supposedly be 2 meter or 6.6 foot long spines on its back. And even though it had a terrifying appearance with claws that could easily take someone of his size, it is
Take someone of his size? Take on someone, I think you mean.
thought that the Spinosaurus likely lived off a mainly fishy diet and spent most of its time hunting in bodies of water, with its snout that much more resembles the one of a crocodile with sharp and pointed teeth that was the perfect for holding slippery prey more than ripping flesh off of bones like a T-Rex would have done. It had special structures within its snout that could easily dissect pressure waves by causing...
Bro! Lay off the Jaeger bombs, dude. Holy shit.
...by fish moving in the water, making him
We got a flub take! Oh my god! We got a flub take! I thought we never would have got one of those again after Feathered Friend. He's drunk while he's editing it too! He left that in! That's apparently what he does after he flubs a take, even though he flubbed like 50 billion takes that he left in this video. Yeah, that's the clicker that his trainer uses. He's like, no, you gotta do it. You gotta do it again, otherwise you don't get your treat. He's just like, oh, I want my treat. See, personally, when I fuck up a take, then I usually just kind of stop mid-sentence, or I go like, and then I start over again. I don't click my tongue 3 times. That's a weird one. Maybe that's just to make it like easier to see in like the sound forms, right? Like the waveforms. So you can see like, oh, click, click, click. That is a bad take. We delete that one. Personally, what I do is I'll just stop the recording and then delete up until the point of the bad take, and then just keep going after that. That's my thought process. So,
an apex predator. The beast deserves our number 1 spot, don't you think?
No.
So what did you think about our list? Is there anything you would have changed for a dinosaur that you might have added? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, and if you enjoyed it, subscribe to our channel if you want more content this. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.
Jesus fucking Christ, that was bad. There has to be... First comment I see, and it just has as good of diction as this guy's had. Amazingly confusing. Names are pronounced wrong. Then he says Lost World while showing a clip of Land of the Lost. When talking about the T-Rex, we see a Spinosaurus fighting an Indominus. When talking about Giganotosaurus, we see a Carnotaurus attacking a Sinoceratops. What is this? Spinosaurus is so cool. These are all just his alts. My fave Dinosaur is Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus. No one can spell anything in these fucking comments. Mosasaurus is a sea dino. One eye mention. One eye. My nemesis. Jesus fucking Christ, this was bad. This guy was plastered when he was making this. A Luigi board? Can you burn a Luigi board? Can you get pregnant? Am I... Pregnant? Oh, Christ, this was a really, really bad one.